Oh yeah. The driver's Jared. Here we go, second half.
Those are Percheron draft horses. The French breed. That's Jenny in the middle. She's probably the sweetest horse on Mackinac. And then we have Chelsea over here. Oh man. She's great. You gotta be calm with her though. You gotta be really calm. In the middle, that's Elvis, the big boy. And that's Dale on the right. Elvis has one hip that sits higher than the other. He's got like that peg leg linked to him. These are happy horses though. This is their second tour of the day. We'll have just one more after this. This is my second team of the day. This is my fifth tour of the day. Yep, I start with Clovis, Jumbo, and Rupert. I've been driving those guys for 4 years. So after my third tour, I went to the barn. They're having lunch. They're done working, you know. So their harnesses are off. They're just hanging out. And then I'm going to drive these for 3 tours, and then I'll give them all a bath at the end of the day. Their team name's the Pirates. Yep, from Elvis's walk, yes.
How many hands is Elvis?
About 19 and a half hands, I'd say. One hand is 4 inches. From the hoof to the withers of their neck, 4 inches. Yep. Now Chelsea, she comes from Minnesota, and Elvis, he comes from Shipshewana, Indiana. They're raised by the Amish. Now Dale, he comes from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, the UP. Yeah, he's a Yooper. You can tell by his accent. He doesn't say nay, he says hey. Dale, no biting, bad horse. What are you doing? Be good. Now welcome, we are in the Mackinac Island State Park, Michigan's first state park out of 106 state parks we have. It used to be a national park for 20 years. America's second national park, right behind Yellowstone. Can anyone name the country's first national park?
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Okay. Good job. We're here. Don't think too hard. We'll have one good question. Still out of Yosemite, so. 83% of the island is state park. The island's 8.2 miles around, 3.8 square miles, 2,300 square acres. And 83% state park. That's a protected park. If you so much as pick a flower, it's a fine from 50 up to 500 bucks. You can pick berries and mushrooms. We just had a morel season. Yep, you get turkey tails, chicken of the woods, lion's mane, good eating. Yeah, every mushroom here is edible. At least one. Grill? I haven't found any yet. Bet you we can get some. You always have a buddy watching when you're trying. I always leave some on the side in case you eat one that kills you. They know what it is. You know, they don't leave it a mystery. It was the mushroom. Now, if you have any questions while we're out here, feel free to throw it out there if you get any questions. Now, we're going to be seeing St. Anne's Catholic Cemetery. This used to be located downtown. The church, originally built in Mackinac City by the French in 1670, the second oldest parish in the country, dedicated to St. Anne. It was brought to the island, the church, by the British in the 1700s, in 2 pieces brought over the ice with horses. And then it sat downtown in the 1800s for 65 years without a priest. This old, unkempt church and cemetery. All these wealthy Victorians were building new mansions and hotels and St. Anne's wanted to keep up with the Joneses. They sold their whole lot to raise money. They moved their church on land donated to them by Madame Laframboise, the most prominent fur trader of her time. And then they had to move a cemetery in the 1800s. But for record keeping, it was a 30-year process, and when they finished, it was said they had 3 extra plots here. They forgot 3 people downtown.
Oh no.
Still downtown today.
Oh. You forgot 3 people.
They're not complaining.
Oh, God.
You might have seen a hearse inside that museum ever since 1895. If you're buried here, you're brought to your grave in that portion on earth. Used that last week.
Oh, geez.
Actually, 2 funerals last week.
Oh.
The first one we buried a couple. We actually had 2 hearses out. I didn't know we had 2 hearses here.
Huh.
Easy for it. The oldest known plot is 1833, although there are death records back to the 1600s. And former U.S. Senator Philip Hart buried here. Hart Plaza in Detroit, named after him. Now, separated from the Catholics over here are the Protestants. Even after death, they can't get along. You can't tell them apart. The walls help. The Protestants' walls built a little holier, the Catholics a little stonier. I'm no Mason, but if someone was trying to think of something when they say, hey, Dale, eat up there. What are you doing, crazy? Stay on the road. There you go. The oldest known plot of the Protestants is that green urn that goes back to 1831. They keep this sign over here so you know it's the Protestants. Alcoholic beverages prohibited. Well, you know what they say when you have 4 Catholics together? You always find a fit. So the Post Cemetery over here, this is the National Cemetery. This goes back to the Battle of 1814, fought right here on the island. Tail end of the War of 1812. The same young men who fought each other here are buried right next to each other. Now this here is the flag for the unknown soldier. It's one of 5 in the world. Out of the 111 plots there, only 39 of those are known. The rest just say soldiers. To remember them, we lower the flag to half-staff daily under presidential decree. The flag for the unknown soldier. Also flown Arlington. Has anyone seen Arlington? Okay. How about Gettysburg? Okay. Punchbowl, Hawaii, Pearl Harbor. Okay. Wow, a lot of you guys get out. How about Normandy, France? This is the only one I've seen. Okay. Dale, quit biting, you bad horse. Don't bite. What's wrong with you? Chelsea, I'm sorry for startling you. Alright, now through this stone arch, you're going to see a grass mound that's built in the shape of a turtle. It represents the island. It's a memorial for the original people here. It's called the Spirit Guard. The first people of Michigan were called the Anishinaabe. They had 3 tribes, the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi. Now, long ago, when they lived here, lake levels were a lot higher. Rapidly, as they're receding, more and more shorelines appearing every year. This island resembles a giant turtle, surfacing slowly from the depths of the Great Lakes. They called, so is Mackinac, is what they call it, land of the great turtle. Mackinac means great turtle. The French were to call it Mackinac, because they don't use all of their letters. They're French. That's the way she goes. Now this is Skull Cave. You don't even need to get out of your seats to see the whole entire thing. That's as far as it goes. You used to be a lot bigger up until about 50 years ago. But a man hid in there, found some human skulls, bones, wrote about it in his diary. It's all the war history. You guys want to hear it?
Oh yeah.
All right, my kind of people. Now this is the French-Indian War, 1754 to 1763. George Washington leading the British. And by 1763, they now occupy all this French territory they were holding. We're at Fort Mackinac in Mackinac City. And the new commander of the fort, this guy in his early 30s from England, Colonel George Eppington. Never seen a Native American before in his life. He's only heard stories, quite naive. About 500 Odawa and Sioux show up to the fort trading furs with the French and the British. Now, they had gathered outside the fort to play a game of Bagataway, a lot like lacrosse. These guys are painted up, they're wearing feathers, they're throwing the ball around. The British, they were culturally shocked the whole time. They had no idea these guys were wearing war paint. They had just attacked Fort Wayne in Detroit, part of Chief Pontiac's rebellion. They're coming to stop King George from taking over the country. So they throw this lacrosse ball over the wall of the fort. As they run to retrieve it, they unveil cloaks, they hand off weapons, they storm the fort, they massacre the British. Spare the French. They take a few English fur traders captive. Guy Alexander Henry, the French chief Wawatam, an Ojibwe chief who had adopted Alexander as his brother, and had feared for his life as other tribes from the north arrived. You know, those crazy Canadians. So he sent him here, this sacred island. He knew he'd be safe. He hid back in that cave for 3 days before he realized he was surrounded by human skulls and bones. Yeah, he used to tell you about the cannibalism right from his book. But I got a complaint on TripAdvisor once. I can't talk about it now. Some redheaded nightmares, mom complained. It's a good book, though. You can get it in the Island bookstore downtown. The kids will love it. It's at the Lilac Tree Hotel. You don't forget your caricature drawn. And a Birkenstock for you. So, this is rifle range, a 600-meter firing range. Yep, back in the day, they'd stand down there and they'd fire all the way up here to catch your ammo. You'll probably find a lot of lead right in that hill there.
Huh.
Fly spray. I just gave them some fly spray. Fort Mackinac's down the hill. That was one of 2 remaining Revolutionary War forts. The other one was too high. It was in St. Augustine, Florida. I was brought to the island by the British. They feared American attack, and they picked this island because it's taller than all the other islands. The high stone bluffs act as natural harbor. So to save time and lumber, they tear down their homes and drag it over the ice 7 miles, rebuild right here that winter. 1781. The Americans get the fort through the Treaty of Paris. The Stars and Stripes go up in 1796. That's the first time America controls the Great Lakes region. And on July 17th, 1812, under the cover of morning darkness, the British get to the north side of the island, today called British Landing. They sneak to the top of the island. They point a cannon right over Fort Mackinac. Bang! One single cannon shot right over the fort. Immediately, the Americans surrendered. Now, does anyone know what year the War of 1812 began? All right. The last guy said Yellowstone. Now, the Americans here, they didn't know when the war began. Yeah, the first land battle of the War of 1812 happened right here on Mackinac Island. We got a letter 2 weeks later warning us the British were coming. Outnumbered 10 to 1. It was Lieutenant Porter Hanks commanding the fort. He looked at his wife and his children, his men and their families. He realized they were in trouble. He surrendered their arms, prisoners of war. Now, Lieutenant Porter Hanks was then court-martialed for his actions of abandoning the fort, and he was sentenced to jail at Fort Wayne in Detroit. History shows he made the right decision. We were going to lose this fort either way. But while he was locked inside of Fort Wayne in Detroit, the next fort the British take over is Fort Wayne in Detroit. A cannon blast goes over the fort wall into the cell, killing Lieutenant Porter Hanks. However, we did name a bicycle trail after him. So everything's cool now. Just the way you would have wanted.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't get the fort back until 2 years later when the Treaty of Ghent was signed on Christmas Eve of 1814, ending the Second War with England. So yeah, they only held the fort for 2 years and we got it back. Fort Holmes, the top of the island, used to be called Fort George, named after King George. Oh. There's a lot of things named after King George. Do you know how wide King George's hand was? 4 inches. That's how we measure horses. The king's hand, that was 4 inches. That's why hands are 4 inches. Mine's 4 1/4. I bet you Shaquille O'Neal's is like a couple hands tall. You know, it depends. It varies. So it's all based on the king's hand. You know, that's one person. Yeah, small hands kind of explains why he couldn't hang out to America that long. I said that earlier to someone from England. They loved it. Hated it. G. G means right. G here, G here, E means right. How's it going, folks? Sorry. Oh, no, you're okay. No, I'm just pulling them over to the side there so you can get by. Enjoy. Yeah, of course.
We see those every day. Why are you so worried about those?
Because it's a Chelsea. Chelsea's a special horse. All right, we're going to go down the hill now. This is how it's going to work. Chelsea, Elvis, and Dale, they're going to go first. And when they think it's safe, I'll follow them. If I think it's safe, y'all just follow me. Horses, engage. If any problems do occur, there are emergency exits off to your left and right. Duck and roll. Watch out for the poop and poison ivy. More poison ivy than poop out there. Dale, step up. Thank you, buddy. Don't ever touch that tall flower. Looks like Queen Anne's lace. Steroids. You can get up to 6 feet tall. It's called the cow parsnip, better known as the common hogweed. There's this chemical inside of it called furochemirin. It's photosensitive. Once this clear-like sap gets on your skin and you're exposed to sunlight, you obtain phytophotodermatitis, or acid-like burns.
Ooh.
It can even cause blindness.
Ooh.
And death. Not death. No, I say that for dramatic effect. But it can cause blindness. A lot of people first discover it when they're doing yard work. They think it's a weed, they cut it up, the chemicals going onto their skin, exposed to sunlight, they get nasty blisters all over them, scarred for life.
Ooh.
For tour groups that don't like it, tell them it's Native American sunscreen. Think all you want.
Oh, jeez.
You want to learn some trees today?
Sure.
Okay. So that there's a Christmas tree. I think it's a balsam fir. That's a white pine. You get up to 100 feet tall, Michigan State tree. Balsam fir. Our predominant tree is the cedar tree. You can tell it's cedar by its flat pine needles. See there? Can you see there? Can you see there? That's the cedar tree. Yeah, that's how you know that you first taught me that. See what I did there, eh? Now the cedar trees are great if you don't have any bugs so you rub the needles up on you. They produce a lot of tannin. Chemical insects and birds don't like the taste of it. Cedar-chested drawers keep moths out. Same kind of purpose. Someone told me it helps with scurvy. I don't know what that means. Why? Why did Steven tell me that? I don't know. I don't even know if that's true. I mean, I'm sure it's a thing. Who knows? I haven't fact checked that one. People just say stuff on the bus. The last guy told me that if you eat the leaves of poison ivy, you never get the rash ever again. I think it's because it dies. I don't know. Don't go eat. Any questions so far?
I have a question. My family used to work for Admiral Pontchartrain.
For
Admiral Pontchartrain for the French. So why is his name Pontchartrain up north of here?
is the name in the UP?
Yeah.
Oh, is that why it's named that?
Yeah, I've seen that they're Admiral Pontchartrain. I don't know why though.
Oh, you don't know why? Did they have something to do with it? Did they hide treasure there? Who knows? In part 2 of the tour, we might find out where Pontchartrain comes from. I'm gonna Google who that is. Never heard of the name. I still don't even know exactly what you're saying, but I think I know what you're saying. Count Dooku. But I think you're saying Ponty. Oh, actually, I want to stop because I'm really curious.
Ponchartrain, I think.
Is that the same lake that's in New Orleans?
Yeah, my family named Lake Pontchartrain in New Orleans after it. And he was like the High Admiral. He was the High Admiral of the French.
Really? Wow. He must have been a cool guy because they liked the French. The French were best. Oh. Oh. Did you have a question back here?
Is there any deer on this island?
I saw 3 deer this April. I was at the dump where all the poop goes. And I took 2 horses out there. Connor and Fox. Off the wagon, you know? I was staring at this empty field ahead of me. And I thought, no one's ever going to build here because it's so stinky. And I build tiny houses. And like school buses and stuff, mine's parked in St. Ignace by the dock. And, well, I wanted to build them on carriages. I started the first Mackinac and trailer park. And I thought, you know, this little lot here would be perfect for my trailer park. No one wants to build out here. And then, and 3 deer just scampered right across the woods. I thought, wow, I don't want to build here. This is the deer, you know, this is our little spot. But yeah, no, there's deer out here. We have some coyotes, some fox. You don't have to worry about the coyotes if you're in the middle of the carriage. No bears or nothing, no wolves, no wolves, no elk, none of that stuff. The deer get here over the ice in the wintertime. Dale, keep up there. What are you doing? I got an interesting conundrum up here. Chelsea wants to run and Dale wants to sleep. Alright. Hey, we're going to Arch Rock, folks. Part of the tour, you can hop off the carriage, stretch your legs, take some photos. Get some photos of the horses if you'd like. I have to leave at the 10th minute with or without you. It's kind of like the boats, you know, we gotta go. I don't have a horn or nothing, so I yell all aboard. All aboard! Nice and loud, hopefully you hear that, you know? But remember, I'll leave at 10 minutes with or without you. So just come back before that. You can leave stuff on the carriage if you like. You don't have to get off the carriage if you don't want to. Just original seats when you come back. You fit here like a puzzle. There are restrooms. If you gotta go, I'd go there first. I don't see any other carriages out here. There might be a carriage out. If we're the only carriage here, that means everyone else here hikes here and bikes here. They're on their own time. They can spend as much time as they want here. We're here for a short time. Our time is more precious than their time. More important than they are. Go out there. Enjoy that view. If there's a line, cut it. We don't do lines. That's not a formality. Photobomb them. Don't be afraid to. No, you should be alright. But yeah, our truck is out there. The restroom's just ahead. The horses will get some water here. It's 4:22. At 4:30, just come back to the carriage. That'd be great. Or don't, whatever you want. Here are called buttercups. This is an old wives' tale. If you hold a buttercup under your chin and your chin turns yellow, it means you like butter. Wives' tale. Somebody's old wife told me that. Bunch more buttercups right there. And then the blue ones are the forget-me-nots. There's some daisies back there. All these pretty flowers. We got a woodpecker holes up to the right.
Hey, driver,
Oh, please ask away.
do you know everything in the world?
I do. I studied at the University of Wikipedia from 2014 to the present, and I never stopped. I never intended on just driving horses in circles, trying to learn non-stop facts. I wanted to be a sumo wrestler. Not really. That would be awesome, right? I really want to see a real sumo wrestling match in Japan. That's what on my bucket list. That's something I want to do. As a tourist, that's what I want to do. That'd be my tour, my carriage tour, I think. Now, I was going into teaching. My car died, so I came here. And then, it was cool. I had a lemon for 5 years. And I think it finally went kaput. And the day after, that guy called me and asked me if I wanted a job. And I was like, yeah, of course. My car's dead. I had no really choice. So I came here. Worked for 6 months, and I got a car. And then I had a car, and I came back here. And I didn't need a car for 6 months. And then after I did it a couple of years, I gave my car away. And then I was like, I want a car. And then I wanted a camp. So I bought a school bus. It was really cheap. And I built a camp. And I was going to take out now. But I hardly even use that thing. I don't really need a car. I'll get a car. Someone seen in the forest? Oh, it's so magical. It's like Snow White. Maybe they're just talking. I rest the horses here just for, mainly for Chelsea. She's a smoker. Howdy. Gabi.
What's up?
How's it going?
Amazing.
I have juggling pins for you. I have to bring them over sometime. Where are you playing next?
I'm playing at Kingston.
Tonight?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay. Sweet.
He's an amazing musician. I bet you guys didn't know that. I had somebody telling me that you should get hired.
Oh, really? Oh, stop. Thank you. Maybe I'll try.
He needs a car first.
Yeah. Carried all my life.
Eek out there, horse. Eek out there. I was like, who is magically singing in the woods? None other than Gabi. You'll be at the Kingston Kitchen tomorrow playing music. We've been playing music together for years. She used to be a tour guide. I think if I didn't do this, I'd be doing that, just playing at the different places around here. Well, how was Urge Rock? You guys feel fulfilled?
Yeah.
Do you feel whole again? So how was it formed? Do you guys care about geology?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, there was this limestone rock. Soon to be the fudge capital of the world. And next to it, you had all these big glaciers. On top of one of these glaciers, a big lake. The volume of Lake Huron, Michigan, and Superior all in one. Lake Algonquin. Polar storms rolled through the area, causing the glaciers to collide. This water comes pouring out. That rushing water had dissolved the soft inner core of that limestone rock and formed that arch through erosion. About 11,000 years ago, on July 5th, at about 4:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It could have been happening right now. We don't know. 11,000 years ago, give or take. Easy horses. There is this other theory, but it's just some Native American folklore. You probably don't want to hear that. Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Once upon a time, on an island far, far away, there was a band of Native Americans stationed along the beaches here. They had a really stubborn chief. He had this daughter named She Who Walks Like the Mist, or Misty for short. Misty was a Native American princess and she was ready to be married. Now the chief would introduce her to tribesmen, hunters, fishers. They take their canoes out to the floated movies, and eventually she grew sad. And the chief noticed that. When he asked her what was wrong, she finally admitted when she would gather wildflowers at night, she would talk to a spirit in the sky, and she fell in love with the sky spirit. Well, this made the chief furious. He wanted her to marry a mortal human being, not some hippie in the sky. So he yelled at her, she ran to her room, and slammed the door to her TV. He told her, you do not marry a mortal human being, I'll tie you to a rock and leave you there for eternity. Well, she was in love. She would not agree to such things. The chief did exactly what he told her he would do. He tied her to that rock and he left her there, where she wept and wept and wept. Her salty tears melted away the hole that is now arch rock. But wait, there's more. 1995. No, this year I added a choose your own adventure. We've got two alternate endings you can pick. Do you want the happy ending or the sadder ending?
Sadder ending.
Raise your hand for the happy ending. It's sadder ending? You got more happy. Okay. So the sky spirit then flew through the arch. Turning into human form, he unbound her. They crossed through the arch, turning into spirits. They ascended into the sky together forever, dancing with the stars.
Oh, yeah.
Now they own a fudge shop downtown. You want the sadder ending?
Yeah.
Well, she was mauled by wolves. I alone in a rock. Never knew true love. The moral of the story is obey your parents or face the consequences. And mainly stay away from your dad if he tries tying you to a rock. What a scary guy. Oh, man. That story kind of changes every time. I love the new choose your own ending. This has been fun. I gotta make it fun for myself, otherwise I get bored, you know? I never knew how any of this went when I got here. That's all I was just working in kitchens. I was gonna go be a teacher for that next semester. I was playing at some gigs in some of the places around the hometown. Once my car died, I came here. It was all about learning horses and history, all sorts of different stuff. There's always a lot more to learn. I never even pet a horse before coming here. I don't think anyone can drive a horse. You pull right, they go right. You pull left, they go left. It's as natural as driving a car. Say you're going down the highway, all of a sudden someone in front of you slams on their brakes. What's the first thing you say? Whoa, yeah. Okay, it starts with whoa, but reaction. We say, whoa, stop. Whoa, easy, horse. Walk. Thank you. And you know this isn't 3 horsepower. John Watt, who invented wattage, invented horsepower at 746 watts for 1 horsepower. Your household toaster puts out as much work as at least 1 horsepower. For pulling, the conversion is 550 pounds per foot per second. You can lift 550 pounds. A foot off the ground, pull it for 1 foot, in just 1 second, you're at least 1 horsepower. A single draft horse is capable of up to 15 horsepower. Potentially, we have 45 horsepower here. Half a Chevy Cavalier. That's a lot of muscle, and they can spook out any time. If you're not paying attention to your horses, when they get scared and take off, that's called a runaway. You can't stop that. Very scary taking your eyes off the team for too long. Happens way more often. I don't just drive them too. You gotta take care of them. You gotta brush them every day. You harness them. You bathe them. Then I'm gonna have 6 horses to bathe at the end of this day. And it'll be a long one. Got to get to the barns early. Scoop lots of poop. That's what we do. 7 in the morning, I start. I'm still waking up. You know, you're drinking your coffee. You got some music playing. You're talking to your friends about the crazy days before. It's a fun time. Good camaraderie. And it's instant progress right before your eyes. It's kind of therapeutic. Therapeutic, if you will. It's not that bad. Before this, I was a pooper scooper at the butterfly house. Boy, that was tough. Man, they give you the tiniest shovel. Just like that, we're leaving the park. We've gone about 2 miles. There's over 80 miles of trails that cut through this island. You guys were a good group. Thanks for making my hour easy.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I need a good group for it. My last tour before you guys would have stopped talking the whole time. Geez. Yeah, sometimes people just come for the horsey ride and no information. Yeah. And then they try to side chat the whole tour away. I used to just let them do it because I didn't know how to address it, but that's the hardest part of my job, is just making sure that people are not unruly on the buggy until we can all get experience, listening to a tour without any distraction. You picked a great name for tours. It's been pretty cool. Yeah, how lucky are we? Look at us, just on a carriage ride on an island, being pulled by cool horses. You got your friends, your family with you, or people you didn't want to be here with. I don't know. But we're here. Hey, is anyone going to Fort Mackinac?
Yeah,
Everybody wants to be dropped off? Okay, we're just going to keep going. Jeez.
What?
It's one of our garbage wagons. It's $5 for one Mackinac Island landfill bag. It gets moved 5 times when it's picked up to where it ends up in the UP in Dasher. It gets compacted at the dump where the food goes. That's also where we keep up recyclables. We're kind of near the end of the tour here, friends. I'm just getting to know you guys. I think I found out where you guys are from. Where's your first row from? Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful. How about our second row? DC, wonderful. Kentucky, wow, all over so far. How about row 3?
Kansas City.
Kansas City, what a mix.
Washington State.
Washington State. This is such a variety. I love this. We're just rolling the dice. How about row 4?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Wow, this is just not stuck. Next to Wisconsin.
California.
California. This is so fun. How about row 5?
California shirt on.
Tennessee. This is wild. Row 6.
I want to go to
Michigan. We get a lot of people from there. That's funny. How about how about row 7? New York. This is so cool. Over here. Michigan. All right. Cool. I'm from Michigan too. All right. Cool. All over. It's just mix. Wow. When into the carriages, strangers we leave as friends. Strangers are just friends you never met before. Read that on a bathroom stall once in Iowa. Now we got a couple options getting where we're going. If you're hopping off momentarily, I just want to say thanks again for riding with Carriage Tours. We rode with Jared today. horses. Yeah, thank you so much. A round of applause for the horses, too. Chelsea, Elvis, and Dale.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any treats for the horses? Carrots or cash apples? Go ahead and feed them all. They not can hang on to the cash. They'll get it at the end of the day. Oh, horses. So if you want to go to the Grand Hotel, do stay aboard this carriage. If you want a carriage ride downtown, you stay on this carriage. I go up to Surrey Hill where you boarded this carriage, and then you transfer onto the 2-horse carriage. And those go back down the same hill you already came up on, these 3-horse carriages. All the way down there. But we are very close to downtown. If you want to get downtown in just a couple minutes, right around the trees, this hill takes you straight down there.
Sure.
It's about a 3-minute downhill walk to town. If you have trouble walking, it may be steep, but check out the hill before you try it. It's like a 30-second rule. But stay going.